Hey, I'm Susan, a 32-year-old single and proud woman who leads a $25 million business. This success wasn't just handed to me. My journey involved my now ex-husband Ryan, though not in the way you might think. He excelled at making me feel small and worthless, which oddly fueled my drive to prove him wrong. The saga began when I was 26, fresh out of fashion school. I moved to Portland, eager to dive into the fashion scene, but breaking into that world was tough. I landed a job as a brand consultant for an art and antiques company. That's where I met Ryan, at an art museum. He was flashy, buying expensive pieces. He wasn't my type, but we clicked. Fast forward 2 years, and we were married. I moved into his luxurious mansion. He was the head of a luxury adventure travel company, raking in 6 figures a year. But, true to form, he was still all about chasing girls. Driven by my career and passion for fashion, I juggled my job and my fashion side projects. Life felt repetitive minus 9 to 5 during the week, socializing on weekends and sewing in my downtime. I had a vision and had been playing with fabrics for years. Back in college, I made custom dresses and I wasn't too shabby at it. But launching a fashion label was a different ball game. I had some savings, but I needed more to take my brand to the big leagues, so I asked Ryan for help. Hey honey, I've been thinking. I want to start a business. I've been putting my dreams aside, and since we're not planning on having a baby anytime soon, now seems like the perfect time. If that's what you really want, you know running a business isn't easy, right? It's going to demand serious hustle. Yeah, I get it. I've thought this through. The thing is, I need your help. I know it's a big ask, but could you help me out with some money? Are you kidding me? The day I married you, I promised we'd be in this together. Too bad you forgot about our wedding vows, huh? No, I remember everything. Are you sure about this? What's mine is yours, remember. I love you. You're the best. With Ryan's help, I took the plunge and started my company. Those first few months were hectic and overwhelming. The workload was intense, but I powered through, working day and night, even on weekends. Months passed, and things between Ryan and me began to fall apart. Our jobs consumed us, leaving little time for each other. We barely talked, and having dinner together became a rare feat. I brushed it off, thinking once the company found its rhythm, I could balance things better. But life had other plans. The company wasn't doing great. We invested heavily in top-tier materials and the best designers, but buyers just weren't showing up. I couldn't figure out what went wrong. Maybe the marketing wasn't clicking. My confidence plummeted, and I felt like I'd made a colossal mistake. I needed a breather. Ryan suggested throwing a dinner party to reconnect with friends. It had been a while since we socialized outside of work, so I agreed. We invited 2 couples we were close to, Daniel and his wife Margaret, and Logan and his wife Ariella. Since none of us had the time or energy to cook, we ordered from a steakhouse. I did manage to whip up some brownies for dessert. As our guests arrived, the conversation flowed, and I started to relax. It felt like a mini vacation from all the stress, just catching up with good friends. Hey, before we begin, I just want to say thanks for hosting us, Susan. You're the reason we're having this dinner, to celebrate your success. Oh, thanks, guys. I'm lucky to have friends like you. You've come a long way, Susan. Cheers to your amazing business journey. Absolutely. Hey, Ryan, how about that bottle of Dom Perignon we got? Let's pop it open to mark the occasion. Of course, let's make it fancy. You guys know how to turn any gathering into a celebration. That's how we roll. Here we go, the good stuff. To friendship, success, and the little moments that make life special. Cheers. All right, let's dig in. Everyone, help yourselves. Wow, Susan, you've really created something amazing with your creativity. I saw some pieces lying around in the back, Logan commented. Thanks, Logan. It's been a wild ride. I replied, feeling a mix of pride and exhaustion. Seriously, you're like a business guru now, he continued. I wouldn't go that far, but I'm trying my best, I said, smiling modestly. You've got that drive, Susan. It's going to pay off soon, Margaret chimed in. Guys, Susan's whole business venture sounds brave and all. But in reality, running a company takes more than just passion. We've invested so much money in this business, but let's be honest, it's a money-losing machine. Ryan interjected harshly. Dude, that's harsh, Daniel replied, trying to lighten the mood. Just being real here. If you gave me that kind of cash, I could have done wonders, Ryan shot back. Ryan, seriously. Margaret said, looking incredulous. Hey, Susan, not everyone's cut out for the business grind. Honestly, I was a fool to think you could handle this alone. Maybe you should have just stuck to making those dresses that look like grandma gowns, huh? All right, enough business talk, guys. Remember the epic road trip we took a while back, when the GPS decided to give us a scenic detour through Nowhereville? Logan said, attempting to shift the conversation. Oh man, that was something. I was half expecting dinosaurs to show up and turn it into an adventure flick, Daniel added, laughing. Despite the attempt to change the subject, the atmosphere had become awkward. I sat there in disbelief, wondering if Ryan seriously meant what he said. Something had been off between us for a long time, but I didn't realize it had gotten to this point. The tension between us was palpable throughout the rest of the meal. After the party wrapped up and everyone left, I quickly showered and headed to bed, determined to talk to Ryan. Hey, can we talk about what went down at dinner tonight? I asked as I climbed into bed. Susan, seriously. I'm wiped out, Ryan replied, avoiding eye contact. Is that really how you feel? You think my company is just a joke? I pressed. Babe, I had a bit too much to drink earlier. Logan egged me on to chug 3 beers while you were hanging with the ladies, he said dismissively. Ryan, this is serious. Who are we? We barely talk or connect anymore. I need some honesty here, I insisted. You want honesty? Fine. Your company's tanking big time. It's the worst investment ever. Remember that time I splurged on that crazy expensive vintage golf club? Yeah, this beats it in the dumb department. Honestly, you're not cut out for it, he said bluntly. I'm struggling to believe this. You were so supportive when I shared my business idea, I said, feeling hurt. As your husband, I couldn't exactly shoot down your dreams. Sometimes, yeah, I faked it. You can get a bit dramatic, and honestly, if I'd been completely honest, I thought you might hold it against me forever, he admitted. Wait, so you never told me that? You just put it out there now? I asked, feeling betrayed. Think about it. You did end up getting what you wanted, didn't you? When we crossed paths at the museum, you were all in work mode, setting up the show. But instead of sticking to the tasks, you managed to bag a dude like me, who's pulling in 6 figures. He continued arrogantly. So you genuinely think I married you just for the money? I asked, stunned. Let's be real for a second. You were stuck in that underpaid job until I invested in your company. You were and are nothing without me. I had other options, girls doing better than you, but I picked you. Instead of complaining, maybe show some thanks, he said coldly. You know what, Ryan? Maybe we should take a break, I said, feeling devastated and hurt. Ryan was supposed to be my biggest fan, but instead he acted like he was the one who made me. I started questioning the man I married. Taking a break seemed like the smart move to clear our heads. Ryan always had a huge ego, evident in how he talked to our family and friends, but treating me the same way was a shocker. So I packed my stuff and crashed at my sister Megan's place for a bit. She had her own spot and needed a roommate, so I just moved in. Some of my work was done at home, not just at the office we rented for the company, so I ended up hauling a ton of stuff over to Megan's place too. Throughout all this drama, Ryan didn't say a peep to me. It was like a silent standoff, or something. Setting up shop at Megan's and sorting stuff out was kind of confusing that first week, but you know what they say. Things sometimes happen for a reason. I dove deep into work, grinding day and night. No man in the picture meant I had plenty of time to hustle. Megan hooked me up with some folks who introduced me to more folks, and my network started expanding. I rethought my whole company strategy and decided to hit reset. Ryan had totally underestimated me. With the right support, a positive mindset, and encouragement, my company took off. The demand for my clothes shot through the roof. Everyone wanted my designs, and social media influencers were all about repping my brand. I was on cloud 9. The truth was, Ryan had been trying to get in touch with me after I moved out. He was calling me nearly every day, but I was ignoring his calls. I thought it might be time to sort things out, so I planned to swing by our house to grab my stuff and maybe, just maybe, patch things up with Ryan and consider moving back in. I got to the house, but Ryan wasn't there. I went into my old office first, gathered my things, and then figured I'd leave Ryan a voicemail. Hey, I swung by and used my spare key to grab a few things, but you know there's more to it. I wanted to see you too. I might have gone a bit overboard. As I was in the middle of leaving that voicemail, I paused and walked into our bedroom. My jaw practically hit the floor. There were women's clothes all over the bed. A silk black robe, a couple of dresses, and even makeup scattered on the dresser. It hit me like a truck. Ryan had been seeing someone else. He was involved with someone while still married to me, and to top it off, he brought her into our sacred bedroom. I snooped around a bit, hoping for a legitimate explanation, but deep down I knew better. The truth was staring me in the face. I dug through the closet and found a straight-up collection of another woman's stuff. Bags, bling, shoes, you name it. I took the long route home, needing time to process everything. When I finally got back, I broke down in front of Megan. "Hey, why the tears?" "Did things not go well with Ryan?" Megan asked, concerned. "My life with Ryan is done, Meg." "No, what happened? Did he say something?" "It's cool. We can talk to him and sort things out." "It's not about what he said, Meg. It's about what I saw." I walked into our bedroom expecting just to grab my stuff, and what do I see? Another woman's clothes are everywhere. "Wait a second. Are you saying he's been messing around with someone else? Like cheating?" "Yep, you got it. And not just anyone else. Meg." He brought her into our bedroom, our freaking personal sanctuary. Can you believe that? Oh, Sue, I'm speechless. That's like a whole new level of mess. I'm so damn sorry you're going through this. Honestly, Meg, I'm not sure if I'll ever be okay again. I mean, here I was second-guessing my decision to take a break from him, thinking I was overreacting, and then I walk in and... Sue, listen to me. You're so strong, and you deserve way better than this. We'll get through this mess together, step by step. Look, you've got that big fashion event coming up. Promise me you'll focus on that, okay? Don't let this mess with your head. You know what, Meg? There's just one step I need to take. I'm calling my lawyer tomorrow to get that divorce ball rolling. The next time I'm facing Ryan is when I'm handing him those damn papers. I just can't find the words to say to him. The disgust is too real. Are you sure about this? I mean, maybe you're rushing into it, Megan asked, her concern evident. Nope, Meg, I'm sure. He had the nerve to diss me and act like some hero for choosing me over better girls. But cheating and fooling around with someone else? Sorry, that's a deal breaker for me. Whatever you decide, I've got your back. Your call, your life. I'm in your corner all the way. I stuck to my word and called my lawyer, putting the whole divorce process in motion. Meanwhile, I had a massive marketing event for my company coming up. Big shots and major names were going to be there, so I had to keep my head in the game. And trust me, my company was in full bloom. Not to boast, but let's just say I made some pretty lavish purchases for myself. Anyway, I made sure to invite all my friends to the event. The big day came, and famous faces, social media stars, and just regular peeps like my friends were all in the mix. I was running around, making sure everyone was having a blast. Then the security guys pulled me aside and told me there was this drunken dude at the entrance causing a ruckus. His name was Ryan. I was fuming. He must have gotten wind of this through our mutual friends. I made my way to the entrance. Seriously, Ryan, is this who you've turned into? I could ask you the same thing, he slurred. Just go, Ryan. There's no room for you here. And what about you? Look at this whole spectacle you've created. What exactly are you trying to prove? Ryan, can we just... You thought throwing a party and gathering people would magically make you important and successful. You're a screw-up. This is a screw-up. Let's not do this now, okay? We can talk tomorrow. Sure, go ahead and do what you're great at. Find another rich guy in there and bleed him dry, you vampire. I reached my limit and finally had enough. I made sure he got escorted out. The whole night was ruined for me. My mood hit rock bottom. I decided to keep the incident to myself. I didn't want to spoil anyone else's time. By then, I had grown so much stronger and knew what I had to do. The very next day, I sent him a hefty check, just to prove a point and deflate that massive ego of his. He tried calling me for days afterward, but I gave him radio silence. Finally, the divorce papers came through. I decided to give them to him face to face. And let me tell you, it was not just one paper I wanted to hand over, it was two. He had spent ages tearing me down, making me feel like I was worth nothing. He wrecked our marriage and even succeeded in raining on my parade during my big day. That was the tipping point for me. No more humility, no more pitying him. Sometimes you've got to show your true self and stand up to these self-absorbed types. I headed over to our place, knocked on the door, and Ryan answered. We stepped inside. Honey, I'm sorry for everything. You know what started as a joke and got out of hand. Yeah, we had our differences, but enough, Ryan. You think you're innocent in all of this? I know the truth. What do you mean? You've been cheating on me while I was away, and I don't even know. Did this happen before I moved up too? Is this why you kept saying you weren't ready for a baby? Who told you that? Who snitched on me? Wow, I can't believe this. What's wrong? You know what? I don't even want to know. Our marriage has been a complete train wreck. You weren't here and things got messed up, but what we have is real. Real? Ryan, you don't respect me. You don't love me. You just care about yourself. Is that what you think marriage is? I didn't even cash the check you sent me. I want us to be together. Let's move past this. You know what? You should cash it in. It's just money, and honestly, it means nothing to me. But you made such a fuss about it all these years. Come on, Susan, just let it go. What's your deal? I'll tell you what my deal is. I have two things for you. Check this out. What's this? Divorce papers. It's time you put an end to this mess. Wow, so you're really leaving me? You think you can just walk out like this? Ryan, it's not about thinking I can. It's about knowing I need to. Come on, Susan, you're not seriously doing this, are you? We've been through so much. Hold up, what's this? Oh, just a little something I thought you might find interesting. My balance sheet for the $25 million business you thought was a joke. Wait a minute, you're telling me this is your business? Ding, ding, ding. You got it, Ryan. The same business you called a money-losing machine. But how the heck did you? Oh well, that's the thing. While you were busy doubting me, I was hustling behind the scenes, making strategic moves and building my empire. Surprise? No way. This is insane. You did all of this without me. Yep, without you. Turns out I don't need someone dragging me down with their negativity. I can't believe it. You've outdone yourself. Funny how success looks good on me, huh? Ryan was seriously shaken. I'd never seen him so speechless in my life. His whole Mr. Know-It-All vibe was gone. He seemed like he'd swallowed a lemon or something. With the divorce papers signed, I finally felt a sense of relief. I am officially single and ready to take on the world, starting with New York, the fashion epicenter, next month. The word on the street is that Ryan has turned our old place into some kind of bachelor hangout. Apparently, he's constantly moping around, wallowing in his own regrets. Meanwhile, I'm out here totally owning the success game. It's like this constant high of proving him dead wrong. There's no need for someone else to define my worth. I've got that covered.